Hey everyone, welcome, especially if you are new here. I'm Angelise Foreman, registered dietitian and your guilt-free eating guide. Now today, as you can already tell from the title, I'm going to be talking about the 5 things I wish I knew before I started intuitive eating. Now, as you already know from that statement, I'm a huge advocate for intuitive eating, and really I think it's an amazing way to eat and an approach to health and life overall, but I want to be real about the journey, about starting this, about how it feels to go through the motions of actually becoming an intuitive eater, because there might be some things that actually surprise you about this lifestyle. So before we hop in, give this video a like and hit that subscribe button, ting that bell, so that way you can be the first to know about the next video that comes out. So let's hop in. Now, it may sound strange, but intuitive eating allows you to stop seeing food as the enemy and yourself as bad because you didn't eat the right foods or you don't love eating the right foods. Have you ever felt that way? Sure you have. Like when I began my journey, I started feeling a little bit strange because it's such a new thing. It's new to not have to feel guilty for eating a dessert or not feeling guilty for just not wanting to eat the salad. Because let's be honest, we all have those days where we're like, salad's just not going to cut it. But everyone talks about salad is the way to go. Well, it's actually not, but that's for a whole nother video. But the thing is, once I started eating like this and started really listening to my body, I stopped feeling so heavy. Like I started feeling lighter and happier, and just I didn't feel the guilt and the weight of each calorie that I ate and what, the package that it might have come in. And I'm pretty sure that's where the 20-pound weight loss came from, just from the guilt itself, or so it feels. So this takes us straight into our second point, which is really not having those food rules. Now, we might think about it. I don't have any food rules. What are you talking about? We have rules like no cookies or no ice cream or only cauliflower crust for your pizza. Whatever it is, there are these things, these habits that we do when we're eating that we say, this is the way it's done, we can't do it the other way, or they can eat those foods and I can't. And those are the rules that we've created for ourselves. And they're different for everybody. But ultimately, these are rules and boundaries that we've put in place that really feel more like jail cells than just boundaries. That it makes eating hard, it makes things a struggle ultimately. And for me, I didn't realize how many rules I had in place until I tried to operate without them. So in reality, all these rules that we've made for ourselves really aren't helpful. That I have made the rule of, okay, I can't, before I made this rule, not now, but before I had the rule, okay, you can't eat dessert after, 8 p.m. Something like that. But why is that rule a thing? Why is that a rule in my life? Is it really helping me? In some cases, maybe, but ultimately it feels more like a prison with all of these different rules that we have, and we don't get to enjoy our food. That literally every weight loss guru out there says you can't eat your favorite foods if you want to lose weight. You can do no sugar and no desserts, nothing fun, basically. You need to eat salads or steamed broccoli every day, every meal. Like, it's always boring and just these foods that you don't want. But in reality, intuitive eating is all about all foods fitting, all foods being able to be a part of this amazing journey that you're on, that you don't have to cancel out these foods, you don't have to put them on the no list, but you can truly enjoy them while you're still trying to lose weight and you're still making sure you're taking care of yourself. Because God made us with taste buds, right? He made us with taste buds that could taste sweet and salty and sour and all of these amazing tastes. Why wouldn't we want to enjoy them? Why wouldn't we want to eat the things that are our favorite? Now, it doesn't mean that we eat huge plates of them all the time, but it doesn't mean that we cut them completely out. And so this was a big thing for me to really adjust to and become one with food, in a sense, that food is no longer my enemy, but it's something that I get to enjoy, and I don't have to have those rules anymore. I don't have to stop myself from enjoying food, which is what life's all about, right? Okay, maybe not all of life, but that's what life's about. The biggest thing that really was a challenge for me when I started intuitive eating was, it sounds great, but I still want to lose weight, right? But in reality, intuitive eating does not bring about fast weight loss. And duh, of course it doesn't. It only makes sense that intuitive eating doesn't bring about fast weight loss, because the things that do are really dieting, counting calories, being very strict, and making sure that you are very intentional and you can lose weight fast. Yes. But is it the best for you? Are you going to be able to enjoy your life? No, it's going to be something that is very hard for you, that's very intentional, that you have to make the choice not only every day, but multiple times that day. And I'm just not about that life. I may be a dietitian, but I don't like counting calories. I really don't. It makes me it stresses me to no end. I don't like counting my calories. Working at a hospital, I do for other people because that is my job, but I do not personally enjoy counting calories, because for me, it takes the enjoyment out of food, and it makes me stress and worry about, oh, is this too many calories? Is this, what should I be eating? What should I not be doing? And it creates this inner chaos. And so really, when it came to intuitive eating, realizing that it doesn't bring about weight loss fast, it was a little bit of an adjustment, but it was such a relief, because like I said, that chaos isn't there. I'm not trying to force myself to do anything I don't want to. I'm enjoying the process and just allowing it to happen naturally. I'm allowing the weight to come off naturally. I'm eating intentionally. I'm eating and I'm moving to enjoy my body, enjoy the food that I've been given. But I'm not just out to lose weight. I'm out to make sure I'm feeling better. I have better energy. I don't feel bloated. I don't feel just heavy and uncomfortable, but I'm really feeling good in my own skin. And that's the biggest change that really happened on this journey, that really it was taking into account that fast weight loss is not what it's all about. That's what we are pumped full of with all the commercials and commercialism, just all the companies are out there trying to tell us to lose weight, right? And in reality, yeah, we'll get there, but we don't have to do it fast, and we don't have to do it at the cost of our own body and the enjoyment of our own life. Now, this is a big one. This is probably one of the hardest things about jumping into intuitive eating. It was dealing with my negativity. I know that sounds crazy, but it's so true. That dealing with my negativity, I have negativity in two forms. That I had a lot of it towards myself, and the other was towards food, which ties back into what we talked about before, just having those food rules. But it might sound small, but really this negativity was me doubting myself all the time, doubting what God could do in my life, doubting my ability to get in shape, doubting that I could do anything. Like, there was so much doubt and so much fear and so much worry in my life that I even doubted that I could accomplish things like this, like even being here, like making this video for you guys. That there was so much doubt and so much fear in my life. And all of that used to really impact every other area of my life. And really, the funny thing is, a lot of people didn't know, because I was so positive and I was so in their corner that they had no idea. But I was just negative to me, which doesn't make any sense, but that's just where I'm at. I don't know if you can relate. If you can, give me a yes in the comments. I want to hear. I want to know that I wasn't the only one who's here. But when it came to food, it seems like the same scenario would always play out. That I would just finish dinner and I would be sitting there thinking, dessert sounds nice. I think I want to eat a little bit of a dessert. Okay, I go get a brownie or cookie, ice cream, chocolate, whatever. There's always a different dessert, but dessert, whatever you enjoy. And almost instantly I would feel guilty about it. But it doesn't stop me from finishing it. And then I feel even more guilty that I still pushed and I finished it. Well, I didn't push, I enjoyed it and I finished it. But I don't know if you can relate here, but that feeling of guilt, that feeling of, oh, I shouldn't be eating this. I did so well. I'm messing up now. And this guilt led me to have like such a chaotic relationship with food. And that's why I had the food rules that don't eat, desserts after this time, or trying to make sure I just didn't eat desserts and trying not to enjoy food. Not that that was my intention, but that's what the rules created. And when I started intuitive eating, it was a really, really rough transition from being this super uber guilty person to being more intuitive. And because intuitive eating is all about listening to your body and really accepting all foods, enjoying foods, kicking out the negativity surrounding foods, all of this, it was just such a huge change for me. And it was just no more feeling guilt about the small brownie that I had, the few handfuls of popcorn I had, or chips, or whatever it is, but it was about living life and enjoying it and allowing your body to really guide you to true balance and true health. That it was a transition. It took a while. I wish I could have recorded how long it took for me, but it's just a constant process. And it's something that took a while because I had to figure it all out myself. I didn't have anybody here helping me. I was just kind of going at it blind. I read the book, I knew the rules on intuitive eating, and I just said, let's try it. But I didn't fully understand it. And that's even why I decided to create my Cultivate Nutrition Academy. So no one else had to figure it out like I did, that they have someone that's there to guide them, to help lead them, to literally take their hand and walk with them step by step through the way of knowing how to navigate these waters and make it through not just the food aspect of intuitive eating, but the health and the whole life impact that it has. Because most of the things I've talked about aren't just about food, but it's about what's up here. It's about that mentality. It's about your mind. It's about how what you're thinking impacts the whole rest of your life. And that's what I do in my academy. I help women specifically understand how to change their mindset so now they can change everything else about their life and really live life to the fullest, the way that God intended, right? So if you want more information about that, we'll get back to that towards the end. But ultimately, this was the challenge that was the biggest for me. And there's one practical that I want to give you, but it ties in a lot with the last thing that I had to deal with, which was really including heaps of grace. Of course, with negativity goes grace. As I was transitioning from this place of being negative and feeling guilty and feeling all this stuff, I had to realize I am not a robot. You are not a robot. But we treat ourselves like we should be. We're like, why are you not doing what you're supposed to be doing? Have you ever said that to yourself? I'm sure you have. You don't usually say that to other people, but we'll say it to ourselves all the time. What are you doing? What's going on? What's happening? Come on, get it together. But I realized that I wasn't giving myself enough grace. I wasn't really giving myself enough patience and time. This is a learning process. Like I mentioned, I was so negative towards myself. I had to learn how to treat myself positively. I had to learn how to start loving my body and loving myself and being intentional about how I'm taking care of myself and my life. So all too often I would go into these negative, self-talk spirals about my weight, about what I ate and what I should have eaten. And the list goes on and on. There's so many things that we can spiral about, but in reality, we need to stop and think positively. Think about what we have done. Give ourselves grace for the things that we haven't done and really enjoy the things that we have done. Really giving ourselves that pat on the back because you deserve it. You've done some awesome things in life and it's easy to look past it, but in reality, you've done so much and you need to give yourself a pat on the back. So like I said, the one thing that made a huge difference in my weight loss journey was really to start giving myself grace. Not because it was easy, but because I had to. It was the only way to truly experience peace and self-love and really be able to just live my best life. That it's not easy if you don't do it. Really, you just stay stuck in this cycle. And so what I decided to do was this practice that I learned from Lisa Nichols, which is a game changer. So this is the practical that I'm giving you that I said I would come back to. And it made the biggest difference in my life. You ready? Super simple. So I want you to look in a mirror. It's gonna feel weird at first. I'm just giving you the forewarning, but do it anyway, because it's so worth it. But you look at yourself in the mirror and you say your name and you just go ahead and say, I'm proud of you for all you did today. I'm excited for tomorrow because it will be even better. I love you and you're amazing. Now, it can feel really uncomfortable at first. The first time you say that, you're like, what? Who is this? What are you talking about? But you're saying it like you'd say it to one of your best friends or a family member. That you say, Angelise, I am so proud of you. You are doing an amazing job. I'm so proud of you for doing this. I'm so proud of you for doing that. Or I forgive you for doing this. I forgive you for doing that. That we don't hear that enough. We don't tell ourselves, I forgive you enough or I'm proud of you enough. And it can be so detrimental to ourselves that other people don't say it, we don't say it to ourselves. And so we're looking for some kind of affirmation and we just don't get it. So give it to yourself. Do this in the mirror. Talk to yourself every single day. I know it might sound weird, but close the door. No one else has to hear. And just talk to yourself. Or even if you're in the car, at a stoplight or something, pull down your little visor, look in the mirror, and just look at yourself straight in the eyes and say these things, because it is a game changer. When you start forgiving yourself for messing up as you'd call it, or not making the best decision in that case, you start feeling like, I can breathe. Okay, you're right. I'm just gonna pick myself up and we're gonna resume. We're gonna simply resume and do better this time. It is such a game changer. I'm so excited for you to go ahead and try this at home, and I want to hear all about it. Please come back to this video, comment below, let me know how this exercise has helped you, as well as how these 5 tips have helped you. Because like I said, this was my story of transition into intuitive eating, which was a little bit interesting and challenging, but it's been great. Even though it was a long journey, it's been great and it's so worth it. And I'm so glad I've done it. And I want to help you along your journey. If you want more help, just go ahead and click the link below for my academy and check out the details and join me there, because I want to help you. And if not, stay subscribed, keep watching these videos, check me out on Instagram, the links are below as well. And I'm always giving free tips to really help you on your intuitive eating journey. So I look forward to hearing from you next time. Bye.